more importantly, man, we're still in the market for new players. We still potentially looking far and wide, near and far, wherever, right? For potential additions to the black and gold that could help us out this season. And one name that specifically popped up, and I do got to talk to y'all about him because he popped up and TG kind of spoke on him. And I'm just like, all right, is this becoming a thing? Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ? I'm just asking. I gotta ask. Because OBJ, he was doing a little Sports Illustrated talk this week, right? Talking to the media, and it was funny too. Let me rewind the clock right before I even saw the interview, the Sports Illustrated comments and everything. How many of y'all got the same like fake pump fake that he retired the other day, right? I got like this like blitz of, oh, yo, OBJ's done. He's hanging him up. He's retired just like that. It's the last snap. And it was like for like 2 hours heavy on the he's retired is done. I'm like, dang, OBJ hanging him up. Like, wow, man. He really that's just gonna walk away like that, right? But then he spun the block and was like, bro, I retired. That's news to me. And I'm like, oh, all right, he faked this. They faked this out. So I just want to know, was I the only one? But then after that, I'm like, okay, all right. So then from there, now he was in like my algorithm. So now I'm seeing all the OBJ. There's like OBJ cleats. Did he start the Did OBJ start custom cleats? I'm like, yeah, he up there. Like I said, I look at A, B, and him. I'm like, pick which one you want. But yeah, they was on a custom cleat game, hard, heavy, man, for sure. But then it was like, all right, the SI interview pops up. And he's talking about how he's had conversations with Aaron Rodgers and how he's not ruling out potentially joining Aaron Rodgers in the black and gold. Talk about how he loves Aaron Rodgers. But that's not all. He also said he effing loves Coach Tomlin as well, man, which we know that's been documented on numerous occasions, man. OBJ talked about how he felt like, the Steelers were going to be the team that were going to draft him when he was coming out of LSU also. So when I think of that, it's like, all right, so clearly you have a rapport. Clearly, you have a relationship with Coach Tomlin. You have some type of confidence in his ability. We obviously know that him and Aaron Rodgers have had a thing for a while now. Like I said, when he signed to Cleveland, he was considering signing into the Packers, right? All of that during that same time frame, man. It just ended up that he went to Cleveland instead. But we obviously know who OBJ is, man. Elitely talented player, elitely productive player when he was at his peak, when he was super healthy. We obviously know since then he has sustained a, good amount of injuries that have really limited him and hindered his availability over these past couple of seasons, man. Now, what I will say and what I want to do is pull up specifically, how many games he's played in these past couple of years, just to give you some context, right? So he hasn't played a full season. I guess it's 2019. That was back when it was 16 game season. Yeah. But he's done 14 games twice. He played in 14 games back in 2021, and then he did 14 games in 2023 with the Ravens. Last year he played in 9 games, no starts, and was not the productive type of OBJ year, but we obviously know injuries, right? But yeah, so I thought all last year, man, because last year I'm just like, holy smokes, man, absolutely horrendous. But we know the injury part. But when he played back in, like I said, 2023 with the Ravens, man, healthy season, 14 games, 6 starts, ended up with 565 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. All right, so decent wide receiver 2 type of numbers. We know though that since then, man, like I said, he's just been injured. 2024 at 32 years old, he played in 9 games. At 2023 at 31, he played in 14 games. Didn't play at all in 2022. That's when he had the ACL injury, right? 2021, 8 games when he got hurt, obviously in the Super Bowl. 2021 also, or excuse me, that was when he did the combo year, right? Started out in Cleveland, ended up in the Rams, but then gets hurt, obviously in the Super Bowl, tore the ACL, and that was that whole situation there, man. So with him, you can see where the past couple of years, the production has been down, the availability has been down. But in terms of OBJ as a talent, OBJ when he's healthy, OBJ as a mind, yeah, he's an asset there. Yeah, I mean, he knows how to play the position. He knows the things about handling stardom as well, man, and all these things. When we first had talked about him this offseason, it was more so as a potential, mentorship type thing, man. When we had GP, this is before the DK Metcalf trade. Now, with the way the roster currently is set, is OBJ worth it? Me personally, I lean Amari Cooper if I'm going to go veteran wide receivers that's available right now. I like Amari Cooper more than I would go with OBJ, but at the same time, OBJ, different style receiver, right? In the sense of, man, we know when OBJ is healthy, what he can do. Problem is, though, as you just heard me say, when is he healthy? When is he healthy? But if he can be healthy, and if we think we're getting a healthy version of him, and him being in more of a reserved role, not having to be the guy, because you do got a DK Metcalf out here, and we're obviously going to operate with these tight ends a little bit more. I think that does, potentially make it where you could make a case for OBJ being here. But to me, I think it's more risk than we're getting reward at this stage with OBJ, man. And it sucks, man, because like I said, I was an OBJ fan, man. Like I said, man, these are all my receivers that I not grew up watching, but these are the guys that I came in the league playing, or not come in the league, but doing the heart of my league time frame. These are dudes that we was out there seeing, competing against, man. So yeah, to see the OBJs of the world, we're like, I think it's over. I think you might be in that. Might be on the back end. That's tough to me, man. It's tough. I don't want to believe it, but I'm like, I don't know, bro. It's been a tough couple of goals now, man, and I'm starting to think that chapter might be closing. I don't know yet, though. I don't know yet. But that's kind of my mindset, though, man. I'm like, if I got to choose between, veterans that have some injury questions, I start looking at all the other stuff that goes with it, in terms of temperament, in terms of potential for it to go a wrong way versus the right way. And I just look and I say, man, I think that I have less volatility with an Amari Cooper if I'm going that route. If I want to have more of the upside with youth, then I'm looking at a Gabe Davis type. Heck, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I know some of y'all have even seen where Chase Claypool is making a comeback now. He's talking about how he's fully healthy and, he's ready to go. I'm just like, me personally, I'm definitely going with Gabe Davis over Chase Claypool, but that's just me. Right? That's how I look at it. But these are some of the guys that we have as options per se. And you have to ask yourself, how do we feel about OBJ at this stage? How do we feel about Gabe Davis at this stage, or Martin Cooper at this stage, versus Roman Wilson at this stage, versus Calvin Austin at this stage, versus Robert Woods at this stage? We're not just comparing these receivers and we're just saying the thought of them versus who they once were at a time professionally. And we're saying, well, because they're no longer here, we don't want them. We're comparing them to what we currently have. And that's the part that makes it a little bit different, because talent-wise at this stage, OBJ still would fit right in this mix. I don't think we're going to look and say, oh, yeah, man, Roman blows OBJ out the water today. Nah, we're not going to all feel like that. And I think that that's the other part that makes it a little bit more of a conversation, more of a thought process with some of these dudes, man. But that's, kind of where we are right now. And until somebody truly emerges and puts it to rest, I think that we're going to kind of always hear these rumblings about wide receiver options. Same what we saw last year. It's like, man, we felt good about some of the guys, but until somebody really proves they can be a consistent wide receiver too, man, we're going to be in this thing every week. Like, hey, bro, should we trade for somebody? Should we sign somebody? Should we trade for somebody? Should we sign for somebody? And like I said, that's kind of the sucky part with it, but we will see, man. We will see. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. How y'all feel about OBJ, man? Would y'all want him in the black and the gold? Huh? Y'all bringing him here? Or y'all sticking with what we have? Or would you go elsewhere on the free agent market, man? Let me know in the comment section. And while y'all doing that, hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.